This show is sponsored by Primal Kitchen.
Hi, today is a very special episode. It is our last episode of the season. We are making a buffalo turkey meatloaf with buffalo ranch roasted cauliflower. Have your recipe? Let's get going. All right. So this is probably the longest recipe that I have presented to you, and it really depends on the heat of your oven and how well and how fast your cauliflower is going to roast. When you are roasting your cauliflower, you do want your oven at 425 degrees, and your roasted cauliflower is going to take somewhere between 25 to 45 minutes depending on how hot your oven is, okay? If you have a convection oven or an air fryer, it will definitely cut the time down on it. I do not have, full confession here, I do not have an air fryer, okay? Yes, the Food Whisperer does not have an air fryer, mainly because I don't know of one that is large enough for the amount of things that I cook. So that's why I don't have one. If you want to share with me your preferences, by all means, on my Instagram, on my social media, my Facebook, my LinkedIn, let me know your favorites on that. But until then, I have a convection oven, all right? So oven on, 425. We have that happening. We have two sheet pans. The larger one is going to be for our roasting of our cauliflower, the roasting of the cauliflower. Our second smaller pan is going to be for our meatloaf. Adrienne, what meatloaf, loaf pan, right? Pro tip, meal prep tip, let's make mini meatloaves today. Best thing we can do, we're going to have fun while it's happening, all right? But first, like I said, we're going to get our cauliflower going. So let me make everybody cringe yet once again, and we're going to take our cauliflower with the wrapper on, and we are going to cut it in half. Adrienne, why? You're destroying your knife. Kind of, not really, but whatever. All right, so we have our cauliflower cut in half. We have our washing bowl right here for our veggie wash, right? We are going to take our paring knife. We could play with our chef knife, but I really don't want you to get hurt, okay? And we're going to cut our cauliflower off at the stem, okay? And I prefer to flip it around to get my other side. And why are we doing this? Because, oh, this is a big head of cauliflower too, look. This is a nice full head of cauliflower. It's not a baby, but it just makes it that much easier to break off, okay? So once we do that, we are going to wash our cauliflower, clean it up, right? We'll just let that drip dry for a little bit in our rack. These pieces, oh good. What do you mean, oh good, Adrienne? What's happening now? Well, we got a little bit of the bruising, or you know what? As much as I know about food, I don't know what this is called. However, I know we don't want to eat it. You might want to eat it, but you never know. Just take a peeler or take your paring knife and just scrape that part off. Okay? So let's get that off of our cutting board. Let us spray our big cookie sheet pan with our Primal Kitchen avocado oil spray, just to get that little extra crispy going on. And we will toss these pieces of cauliflower in here as we go back for the rest of our cauliflower, for me to give you your cauliflower cutting 101. I'm also going to, we're going to clean our zucchini, and just wait till you see what we're going to be doing with our zucchini if you have not read about it yet. We're cleaning our zucchini. I am going to clean our veggie bowl. And we are going to let that dry while we are getting our cauliflower together, simply because instead of getting another bowl to make our meatloaf in, we're going to use that one. Yay! Happy hands. All right, cauliflower. So again, we can either take our chef knife, our utility knife, or our paring knife, and the same way that we were cutting around and just taking the florets off the stems, that's what we're doing with our cauliflower again. It's easier than cutting it. I'll show you the other way, the basic way that you just kind of think to do cauliflower. But look how much easier it is to get at these florets. And then all you have to do with your hands is break them up. You can use a knife if you want to. There was this study that just came out that said that using your hands for things makes you happy. Who doesn't want happiness and joy in their life? And definitely, who doesn't want to have happiness and joy in your cooking? And Charlie Trotter said you got to treat your food with love, and I know I've talked about getting rid of your aggression when you're massaging your kale or your broccoli or whatnot. However, at the same time, tell your food you love it. All that energy transfers. Other way to cut your cauliflower, you're just chopping it up. Chop, 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 right? But then you have all these stems that you still have to chop, 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 chop. So if you do it the way that I showed you the first time, now I sound like my father, you wouldn't have that problem. God bless his soul. I'm sure he is just laughing at what I'm doing right now. We had a deli when I was in high school, so that is where my bug for hospitality began, was making myself the party tray maker at the time, because of course this is back in the 80s. Yes, I'm 55. And so what party trays were then are charcuterie boards now. So that was my main task at our deli, besides everything else that we had going on. But yeah, I just loved it, and here I am today. Let's get rid of these. If you are going to use your knife to clean off a cutting board, do not use your blade. Use the back of the knife to scrape with. Capiche? Capiche. I told you this was going to be special. My mama says I was special too. We have our salt. I really prefer to use Himalayan pink salt. Out of all the salts, I think the only healthier salt that's out there is the Celtic gray salt. I haven't tried that yet. It is more difficult to find. Then it goes back to all salts are sea salt. Well, not your processed refined table salt. Again, that is so processed and refined, it doesn't even make sense to call it a real salt. Primal Kitchen avocado oil is being driveled. This is drivel that I'm saying. Ooh, I started driveling on the salt. Maybe that's why that came out. So we're putting that on our cauliflower. We are massaging, again, our salt and our pepper and our oil into our cauliflower and into the Jolly oven it is going to go. Again, like I said, this takes anywhere from 25 minutes to 45 minutes to cook. It is a long one. And we're starting this first so that way it will be cooking while we make our meatloaves. And when it comes to our meatloaves, we have our Primal Kitchen buffalo sauce, which is fabulous, made with our avocado oil. You're going to be so surprised at the flavor with the avocado oil and the cayenne pepper. It's going to give it just the right kick. In we go. I think we'll put the timer on for, let's go for 15 minutes while we are getting our meatloaf together. Let's see if it takes that long to make. I'm going to wash my hands because I am going to end up hurting myself with my knife. So let's wash hands. Let's dry hands. I'm going to use this paper towel just to wipe and dry this a little bit. And we're going to have a conversation about our zucchini. Really? Really? So I had found this recipe a while ago. A friend of mine had shared a recipe for a buffalo meatball, and it was a keto buffalo meatball. And the really cool part was that instead of using egg in the meatball, all it was holding together it was our zucchini. And I'm like, this is not going to work. And lo and behold, it does. Pop. So I just had fun using my paring knife to open up my ground turkey. We're going to put that in our bowl. We are then going to take our grater. I either said grater or shredder. Let me see what I said on my recipe here because I get mixed up all the time. So you want a grater. You want like a cheese grater that you're going to be using. And again, to save a step, we're going to shred our zucchini directly into our bowl. And since it's going to get dirty anyway, it's okay that it's touching the raw turkey. So we're going to take our small zucchini here, and we are just going to shred it all up. I don't really use the insides of it, I just use the outsides, so when I get down about halfway, I just cut out the seeds. There are theories out there that your seeds of your zucchini are inflammatory. So this is the funny part. So your seeds in your skin are inflammatory, so technically you're only supposed to have the inside part of the zucchini without it. So I guess either way, we're having something inflammatory going on here, but cooking-wise, for some reason, I like to just take the outside of it, which again is counterintuitive since I've been telling you not to take more than one layer of the onion off when we're peeling them, right? You're going to get me on something. I'm waiting to hear haters on this one. Anyhow, so we're going to mince up some garlic here. And these are little baby cloves, so I'm actually going to use 2 of them. I'm laying down our bed of salt first. I am cutting the tips off of our little garlics here. They're so cute. They're so tiny. We're going to mince them up, and I am just randomly chopping them. I did not cut them in half to put them flat on my cutting board. I am just having a little chopping party here. You can also just, if you're meal prepping for the week and you have a mini chopper and you have multiple recipes that have garlic in it, just toss it all in there so you don't have to worry about it, right? And then we're also going to add our Primal Kitchen buffalo sauce with avocado oil into this. There's no dairy in this. It's fabulous. You get all the flavor without the heaviness that dairy adds to it. Now we're going to get dirty. We're going to mix it all up. Make sure you make some of it fly out of the bowl while you're doing it too, otherwise it's not going to taste the same, okay? Again, if you make a mess, it's all right. I am not a neat chef or a neat cook. I do make a mess. Maybe that's why I use red, because it distracts you from anything that could be on my coat. So now if this was a regular meatloaf that you were doing, you would shape it into a loaf at this point. However, we're going to make 4 mini loaves right now. And in that case, we are going to eyeball it, and we're going to break it in half. And then we're going to break this mixture into 4ths. Look at that. And then we're going to form them into loaves. I've noticed if you were using ground chicken instead, it's a lot stickier, so you would have to add some water to your hands. If you're using beef, I don't think beef meatloaf works well with this, but you can always do that as well. But look, you're going to make little baby meatloafs. And 2 bonuses. If you are making meal prep, this makes it super easy to divide your meatloaf up. You don't have to cut it afterwards. If you're making this for a family and you have little ones or maybe even adolescents who may be saying, they got more than I did, or theirs is bigger. Well, this way, everybody's getting the same size. You can't go wrong. It's a win-win. So we have our loaves, and you're going to notice I made them kind of thin, and that is to expedite our cooking. So it's only going to take us 15 minutes for these guys to cook. Of course, we want to wash all of our raw meat at this point. And we'll take our cutting board. Let's get these guys in the oven. And we can look at our cauliflower right now, and you can tell it's beginning to cook, but we definitely have another 15 minutes left on that, maybe a little bit more, which is what we're looking for when we're doing this anyhow. So let's change our timer to 15 minutes. And wait and see what happens. All right, so our timer should have gone off, and let's look at this fabulous cauliflower. and the meatloaf. We are ready to sauce. We are going to sauce both of them. So let's close the oven so that we are not losing any of our temperature. And at this point, we are going to take our Primal Kitchen buffalo sauce with avocado oil. It's dairy-free. We're going to drizzle that and just do a little topping here. And we're going to make our buffalo cauliflower. And we are going to coat and drizzle and drip and just have a big old buffalo sauce party here with our Primal Kitchen buffalo sauce. And then for a little extra added bang, we are going to add some of our Primal Kitchen ranch dressing that is made with avocado oil that is dairy-free as well. And while yes, you could wait until the end, what I have found is that by drizzling this on our cauliflower, and we're going to put the timer on for 5 minutes, it kind of caramelizes on top of the cauliflower. And it just gets this really great flavor to it and creaminess. So back into the jolly oven we go. Going to finish this off. Instead of using ketchup, we are using our buffalo sauce. Say happy baking. We are going to put our timer on for 5 minutes. So, conversations with the food whisperer. I really want to thank you for joining me today. This has been a dream. It's been a mission of mine. I've been given a skill set to make meals in minutes. I think between working in the hospitality industry for so many years, working in restaurants, hotels, hospitals, private corporate franchise, and then falling into natural foods, I learned the importance of simple, tasty, economical meals that are also healthy for you. I have learned about so many different food allergies that are out there, and being able to have all of these great sauces from Primal Kitchen that are Whole30, paleo, and keto, with our avocado oils as well, has really made this possible. I've also enjoyed all the different flavors that we get from this. It was very difficult for me to find what recipes I wanted to share with you because I wanted to make flavors pop. I wanted to give you a lot of variety. Of course, with any of these recipes that we have done over this past season, you can always add a rice or a pasta or a potato if you like. I just know that so many people go for a carb, or when you start Googling and looking for fast, healthy recipes, you'll find 20-minute recipes, but it's always with a starchy carb of some sort. And what if you have diabetes and you're trying to stay away from those starchy carbs? This is where I come into play for you. So I hope that I have made this happen for you in a tasty, flavorful way. I hope that you've enjoyed everything. Little tips to remember: clean as you go. This is what makes your healthy meals in minutes happen for you. It's when you clean as you go, you have your kitchen done, you have your sink empty, you have your food that's going to be ready to eat here in just another minute or so. So we will get our serving platters out, right? We will get those ready to go. All you're going to have to do is either plate your meal for everybody that you're doing. If you're making this a meal prep recipe, like I said, this is one of those really fun ones because it's all together. You would be putting out your meal prep containers right now and having that ready to go. Maybe you're label and dating them, so that way if you put some in the freezer, you keep some in the refrigerator. That can happen as well. Talking pro meal tips, especially when it comes to meal prep, that's the other one that I have for you. If you choose 3 recipes, you could choose any of these 3 recipes. Make sure half of your recipes are being done in the oven, half of them are being done on the stove. That way you will be working efficiently and effectively and flavorfully all at the same time without having any major burnage going on the stove or losing something in the oven. Now, let's see what's going on. We have 2 minutes left, but let's look and see what's happened anyhow. We got that nice shiny caramelization happening. I'm really hungry, and maybe your family and your crowd is hungry too. Our meatloaf is cooked. Our cauliflower is cooked. Again, depending on what's happening with your oven, it may take anywhere from 25 minutes to 45 minutes in order to get it. cooked. Our oven has been fabulous with us today, so we were able to get these cooked. So we're plating our cute little meatloaf. La la la. You like my little sound effects? We're going to take our cauliflower. I think I chose wrong here, so I don't know that it's all going to get to go in to our platter today, but let's try. We also, today, as far as partaking of the vine, we have this fabulous, fabulous Cape root from PRP wines, which are preservative-free and no added sulfite wines. This is a Cape root from South Africa, Cabernet. The buffalo part really makes leaning in towards this fruity, bold red a lot more fun. It needs a bit of sweetness to counter the spice, and there is quite a bit of spice in this buffalo sauce. You're going to be very happy with it. So the Cape root Cabernet is sweet and very aromatic with cherries and vanilla. A fruity wine with a hint of oak and a juicy balance between the sweetness and acidity really make for a great combination here. Contact Rosie during that QR code that we have there, and you can get these wines for yourself. So, buffalo ranch cauliflower. We got a buffalo turkey meatloaf that I just drizzled all over my countertop. Why not, right? Take a little bite of the meatloaf. So good. So good. A little bite of our cauliflower. Make sure you catch all that drizzle in there. So, the ranch cuts or smooths out the spiciness of your buffalo in such a complimentary way. That's why I have it all together. Thank you so much for joining me this season. I cannot wait until the next time we are all together, and we'll start some more fun with our Healthy Meals in Minutes. I am the Food Whisperer.
And now, this week's Caring for the Community.
And welcome back to Caring for the Community. Today we have Laura DeLise, Executive Director for Hearts Worldwide. Laura, thank you so much for being here.
Of course, I'm thrilled to be here. Really?
Yeah, well, it's been many years now that we've known each other, and I love your mission. So we're talking about Pacemakers for Life. Mm-hmm. So 40 years saving lives. Please tell us more.
Yeah, we are 40 years old today. Or this year. It's unbelievable. We were born out of grassroots philanthropy ideas, and we have grown and changed and evolved to serve our people. We have provided almost 18,000 pacemakers or defibrillators to patients all around the world, and saving their lives, helping their families, letting them grow and prosper. We have patients who have had 4 devices with us. And I know that sounds bad, but it's actually a really good thing, because with a pacemaker, once you have one for life. And so it's very important that it's maintained, it's monitored, and that it's changed when necessary. And we provide that lifelong care to our patients.
That's beautiful. So one thing that I wasn't familiar with is your Pacemaker Forum. Mm-hmm. What is your Pacemaker Forum?
Well, this is brand new to us. We're really excited to announce it. This is an online community that has been around for about 20 years. It actually was started by one of our former board members who was born with congenital heart disease, got a pacemaker at a very young age, and was seeking resources. He was seeking support. He was seeking people that were in the same situation health-wise as he was, so that they could commune and support each other, learn from each other. And the Pacemaker Club has evolved since then. We have just taken it over, and we have major plans for it.
Oh, that's exciting.
We are going to provide education, we are going to provide community, we're going to provide in-person meetups for those who want to participate. We're very, very excited about everything that's in store for the Pacemaker Club.
So what does a successful patient look like?
So a successful patient is one who's really able to go around about their daily life. Typically with the diseases that require a pacemaker, you feel very sluggish, you're tired all the time, you don't have energy, you pass out a lot. And so with a successful pacemaker, and you're able to go back to just about your normal life. You're able to go to work. We have students who are able to go to school, play sports, play with their friends. We have farmers who are able to tend their crops.
Wow.
So it's it's giving you your life back, basically, and enabling you to really fulfill your mission as an individual.
That is beautiful. That's beautiful. So, of course, then my biggest question and why we're here, of course, is how can we get involved and how can we help save lives?
Of course. Well, we are an international organization. We're based in Tampa, but we work internationally. We are always looking for supporters, for donors, for people who would like to travel to our heart centers, doctors who would like to help us, individuals maybe that have experience with pacemakers that can talk about them, educate patients, provide feedback. We have a medical advisory committee where doctors can get involved, board members. There's all kinds of ways to get involved and to help us. And really, we try to accommodate those who come to us with the true passion to help as well. We sometimes create opportunities for them to help us because we want everybody to feel like they are able to give and able to support our patients.
Well, that's beautiful. So then, do we have a website, or how do we get in touch? How do we get in touch with Heart for Hearts Worldwide?
Yeah, we have a website. It's www.forhearts.org. You can go there. You can also reach us at connect@forhearts.org, and we'll be happy to answer and provide more information and see how we can get people involved.
All right, so www.forhearts.org and connect at forhearts.org?
Yes.
All right, so that's the way that we do things. And Laura, thank you so much for Hearts Worldwide for being here. Thank you for what you do with our community and beyond. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Today's show is sponsored by Primal Kitchen. With just a drizzle, dollop, or spread of Primal Kitchen, your meals will be packed with premium ingredients and elevated flavor. Find their fabulous sauces at primalkitchen.com, Target, Sprouts, Whole Foods, Walmart, and Kroger. And remember to visit primalkitchen.com to see the latest specials they're offering. Primal Kitchen is the food whisperer's go-to for recipe inspiration to make a meal with real high-quality ingredients. Today's segment sponsor is Advanced Massage and Colon Hydrotherapy, empowering a healthy body inside and out. Make your appointment today with Cheryl at advancedmassagecolonhydrotherapy.com.